You're listening to a Midlife Less Ordinary, the weekly podcast giving you the lowdown on becoming a cool older dude. The good times are not a faded memory. It's time to start living them again. And here are your hosts, Wayne and Trev.
Yeah, welcome back everyone, and welcome to another episode from A Midlife Less Ordinary. Got it right this time, Trev. And this episode is called Strike First, Strike Hard, Strike Nostalgia. And I'll let Trev introduce himself and tell you what it's about.
Well, here I am again, wanting to talk to you lovely people. We're going to talk about TV and the effect it's having at the moment with the shows like Cobra Kai, the kind of nostalgic trip it's bringing back. I know Wayne and I were both quite big fans of Cobra Kai. Sort of thing you don't want to admit. I remember watching the first series and thinking, oh yeah, hold on, what's this about? And, I'm a big fan of the Karate Kid films. I saw them all at the cinema when I was a kid. Did you see them at the cinema, Wayne?
Yeah, I saw Karate Kid at the cinema, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I got slapped about going to see the first Karate Kid film.
That's a bit ironic.
Well, it was. It was. And the awful thing was, it was quite kind of racist. We had these Oriental gents behind us, young kids, and we decided to give them a bit of jip. And yeah, they were going to see the Karate Kid, and they saw us in the foyer at the cinema. So they give us a bit of a warning with not of their fists, but they actually slapped us about a bit, which was a bit great.
But by the time the film finished, you could get your revenge.
Well, that's why, to be honest, yeah, because everyone had that feeling, didn't they, when they come out of a Karate Kid film or a Rocky film, that they could take on the world.
Exactly.
I don't know about you, but we both lived really near the town, so I never got the bus, but I remember walking past a bus stop after going to see, I think it was the second Karate Kid film, and there was people practicing karate on the bus shelter, which I think was
it's a bit like the scene from Enter the Dragon when he gets to the island.
Oh, what? Yeah, Mr. Handman.
Mr. Handman, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Handman. Yeah, that is my favourite kung fu film ever.
Oh, mine too. Yeah.
Enter the Dragon. So it's got everything you'd want.
Yeah, never gets boring. That film.
They're all great. I'm a massive Bruce Lee fan. I love Jackie Chan stuff. Not so keen on Jet Li because I heard he uses a stuntman, which is a bit lame. Big Tony Jaa fan. I know we're getting off the subject. We'll cover it very quickly.
It's still nostalgia.
But, it's still nostalgia, but it's got everything. Enter the Dragon. I know they're all great. Big Boss, Fist of Fury, but Enter the Dragon has got the hidden island, the big boss there with the claw. It's got everything. It's John Saxon's in it. Williams is great in it. It's just amazing. And the Jackie Chan bit.
Yeah, of course. Well. Yeah,
Jackie Chan
introduced him.
He actually throws him over his sort of shoulder, doesn't he? He's like one of the hoods in it. And I remember me and you, I think, slowed it down really, didn't we, on DVD to see if it was definitely Jackie Chan, and yes,
it was.
It is.
Yeah,
you know you gotta love that, and that kind of film mythos. It's a bit like Van Damme being in the Predator suit, isn't it?
Yes,
it's
exactly.
Brilliant. I love all that kind of like, where does this come from? I think that's great. But anyway, yeah, going back to the TV nostalgia, Cobra Kai has really set it off. Everybody loves it, don't they?
Absolutely
Everybody's
amazing.
so into it.
Yeah,
do you think it's? Go on, man.
So I was just going to say that Cobra Kai has got to be the most nostalgia is a funny thing in itself, because we've had to get to this age, middle age, to be able to have nostalgia, haven't we? So
this is it.
And it's the 80s mainly, the 70s, 80s, and Cobra Kai represents something from the 1980s perfectly. Would you say?
Yeah, I the biggest thing they've got right with Cobra Kai is bringing back the actual people that were in it.
Yes.
The one. I don't want to say any spoilers because it's in season 3, but there's one bit in that and I thought, no, it can't be. But I looked it up and it is right. Yeah, I think I read somewhere or I heard somewhere that because Ralph Macchio produced it, didn't he? So
That's right.
He had a lot to do with it. And he said he wouldn't bring a character into it who he couldn't get hold of to play their actual part again, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it must hold the production up and it probably ruined some of the storylines. But that's magic. I think Cobra Kai is the in one now, but I think the one that really threw it into the main kind of vision was Stranger Things, with the whole 80s feel to
yes,
because it had that kind of Goonies, Poltergeist, E.T. feel. I went to one of the Stranger Things secret cinemas, and I tell you, secret cinemas are brilliant. I'm not plugging them because I want to go free next time they're on. But me and you have done one, haven't we? We did the Empire Strikes Back one. It was great. I did the Blade Runner one, which I thought was the best one I've done. It was mind-blowing. And I did the Stranger Things one as well, and that was ever so good. But it's all about getting the time right, isn't it? The look of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you like to see next, to be honest, Wayne?
Well,
a TV
if
show. What would you like?
Like you saying, like Stranger Things, yeah, you're right. I think that's influenced a lot of what's happening now.
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously, Stranger Things is a new imagination. It's not from the original.
The feeling, though, isn't it?
It gives. Yeah, exactly. And that's.
I remember seeing it first, and I remember seeing the titles the way they come up, and I thought these have got this right. If the whole TV show is like the credits, then they've got it. Because I thought the credits were and that sets a tone to me.
Yeah,
you know, it
exactly.
really does.
Yeah, and it's say if it's brought back the Karate Kid, which it has. I mean, you just actually explained something that I'll elaborate on a bit. That I've heard that Ralph Macchio has been asked many times to bring back Daniel LaRusso, but the story's pitched to him. He obviously doesn't want to sell out because he hasn't been working that much over the last 30 years, has he?
Well, he had a big future, didn't he? Because he was outsiders and everything. He had quite a big
exactly. Yeah, he was. He got typecast, but he loves the Karate Kid, and he's been asked to do one with his son, and he's like Mr. Miyagi and everything else, but he's refused to do it. And the reason he's done Cobra Kai is because it's seen through Johnny Lawrence's eyes.
It's a really good. It's a good take on the story, isn't it?
Yeah, it is brilliant because they're bringing back this thing about was Daniel the real bully in the Karate Kid, because Johnny never started any of the fights really.
No, and there's one bit in it as well, which isn't a spoiler. It's just for someone like me who's so nerdy with heavy metal and stuff. But there's actually one point he actually wears like a Scorpions t-shirt in it.
Yeah,
the band the Scorpions, and it's like, how cool is that? It's like. Yeah, rock me like a hurricane. You know?
They cater to everyone.
Exactly. Yeah, and that sums it up. And there's other bits in it. I won't ruin it for people who haven't watched it. But there's other bits that are great. But they bring back everything, not even just people. They bring back all the people. They bring back items as well. There's like Trev was just saying. But the cars in it. Remember, no spoilers.
No. But I think it's okay to say. The funniest thing I find about Cobra Kai is that. Ralph Macchio is actually 6 years older. When he's playing the Mr. Miyagi role now, and he's 6 years older than actually Mr. Miyagi was.
He just looked old though, didn't he?
Pat Morita, isn't it? Or Pat,
he just looked old.
He looked older, but he's 60 years old. Ralph Macchio, I believe he's around 60. Yeah, he looks good, but he was 23 when he done Karate Kid, and he looks about 12.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, isn't it? They're always
Peter
older,
Pan,
aren't they? These actors,
and
actresses, they're always slightly older. Because I think the two girls in it are like 23 and 24.
Yes, but they're playing like 16-year-olds. Yeah,
exactly. So that shows you how, But what shows would you like to see come back, man?
Well, if we're talking about from that kind of era, the kind of ones, if we're talking the kind of action kind of things that were going on. I mean, obviously, Karate Kid was a movie.
And which ones do you think would be possible to do?
Oh, well, they've got to be alive for a start. So that puts one of my favourite ones, Airwolf, out the picture.
Yeah, both of them are gone.
They're both gone. Yeah, Ernest Borgnine, God rest his soul. Yeah. And Knight Rider was tried to come back and
Jan Michael Vincent.
Jan Michael Vincent, yes.
Yeah,
Stringfellow Hawk. Anyone that's named after a strip joint and a bird of prey has got to be cool.
Stringfellow Hawk. Yeah. What were they thinking?
I don't know, but it's cool. It is a good name. It is a good name.
Yeah, I didn't realise that. I think some of the best names are some of the ones that Schwarzenegger has in films.
Oh God, yeah.
But yeah, we talk about that in another episode because we could do a whole.
We could do a whole 10 series on.
We'll do one. Yeah, we'll do a couple actually. But yeah, that Stringfellow Hawk, I forgot.
Stringfellow Hawk,
man.
There might be a question on him later, so I'm not going to elaborate too much more.
No, exactly. But the funny thing is with that is like with all these TV shows, they didn't really have the budget. So like, when you saw Airwolf in the air and flying, they were the same shots virtually every episode.
Yes, yeah.
And like when you're a kid and that, you don't really twig it, do you?
No.
You don't care. But when if you watched it now, you'd be like, well, hold on, that was That's the same one.
Yeah, once you've completed the Internet Movie Database like you have, then nothing's at risk to be criticised.
Exactly. So that's your big one, is it?
Oh, I'd like to see Airwolf, but obviously when you bring in new characters, it's difficult to capture that kind of, which is what Cobra Kai's done. So what would you be your first choice, Trev?
Hasn't it?
Sorry?
Knight Rider's been done?
Knight Rider wasn't good, Trev. It was
I don't remember.
poor.
I remember obviously the original, and I wasn't a massive fan of it then, but...
I think the second one had... oh my God. Val Kilmer's voice, the car. So that bit's cool.
Yeah.
But it was bad, Trev. Don't bother seeking it out.
No, I wouldn't bother.
What would you like to see?
I'd always think there's space for the $6 million man because I had the toys and I was.
It'd be $6 billion now, though, wouldn't it? It'd be a bit more expensive.
Yeah, but again, they did that with the $6 million woman, didn't they, or something?
Bionic Woman came back with the girl out of EastEnders, and it failed.
Yeah. You couldn't have stupid stuff like Metal Mickey coming.
Metal Mickey, good shout.
No, Mickey Dolan.
No, that's Buck Rogers. Sorry, but that's another one. I never thought of that.
Again, that's been done so many times, hasn't it?
Yes.
Buck Rogers. Yeah. It's been kind of... The films are quite good. Actually, quite... What was the girl's name in it?
Wilma.
Wayne for a change. Yeah, Wilma.
See, I know my 80s, man. Yeah.
Wilma.
I don't remember them.
Deering.
Deering, that's right. Deering. Well done. That wasn't one of the questions. I'm not taking that one off.
Fall Guy would be pretty good and would be quite easy to do, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think it wouldn't have...
What, with Lee Majors?
Well, because he was in the Evil Dead TV.
He'd need a stuntman to get out of a chair now, I should think.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, the Evil... Because he was in Evil... He was Bruce Campbell's. He was Ash's dad. In Evil Dead, the TV show. That was really good. Yeah. The second series weren't so great. They sort of run out of ideas, but the first one was great. But then that's what you get when you get Sam Raimi to produce it.
Yes.
The whole feel
of the original people,
So that.
What about some of the more obscure ones, Trev, that probably only went one season?
Street Hawk?
Yeah, I was going to say, Street Hawk actually went a bit longer, I believe. But actually, Street Hawk the production was brilliant. I thought that was as good as Knight Rider in some sense.
It was just a bit of a Knight Rider on two wheels, though.
It was, really? Not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, the car works. Let's put him on a bike. That should work as well.
Well, what about Manimal? Do you remember that?
Remember that? That was Ron Perlman.
One series. Simon McCorkindale, was it him?
Oh, was he the actor?
British guy. Yeah, I believe he's. Yeah, I believe he passed away actually. But
what was Ron Perlman? For some reason, I remember Ron Perlman being in something similar to that.
What, a TV show from the 80s?
Yeah, an American one. Yeah.
I can. First thing I remember him in was Alien Resurrection.
No, I thought it was Manimal.
Really? Oh, I'm going to look into that.
If someone knows, I'm sure Ron Perlman was involved in something like that. He might have been Beauty and the Beast.
Vincent. Linda Hamilton.
Vincent. That's it. It was Ron Perlman.
Oh, that probably. Of course it is. That is him.
Yes, it is.
Of course it is. Yeah, well done.
You can see it by the nose. Yeah. On the makeup.
Looks like Hellboy in a kind of way. Yeah.
It does. Yeah, it does. See, I was a massive fan when I was a kid and still am now of the Jerry Anderson stuff, like Thunderbirds and Stingray, Joe. I was petrified of Joe 90 when I was a kid. I used to run and hide behind the couch.
There hasn't been a Joe 90 movie, actually, is there?
It would really work.
Yeah, it would.
What was I thinking of the other day? I was thinking about something like that, and I watched another film, and basically it was Joe 90, where they implanted brain.
Yeah.
I think it was just kind of horror film, actually. Where they implanted. It was the new David Cronenberg son's film, and I thought, this plot's really similar.
Yeah.
And they put brain implants into assassins, and I thought it's just Joe 90, like an adult Joe 90. But now I look back and see it because I was too young to see it originally, all of these, but I saw them on all reruns. Thunderbirds was the best for me. Captain Scarlet was brilliant because of they actually had real evil on it with Captain Black, which he just looked like Henry Rollins out of Black Flag. He was just like menacing as hell. But then the aliens were so weak; they were just like these luminous balls, weren't they, on Mars? So you never they couldn't afford to do the budget. That was why for the aliens. They didn't have that.
But it's about using your imagination, which is why it's so cool.
Yeah, they did actually. The Japanese did like a kind of manga cartoon of Thunderbirds, 2086.
Yeah.
Which was pretty weak, to be honest. And obviously, there's a film that Bill Paxton did, didn't he?
Yes.
Thunderbirds film.
Yes.
Which weren't great either. And obviously, you got the new Thunderbirds, the cartoon. I did try to watch some of that, and they've done Captain Scarlet, and that's a bit weak.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that done right.
Well, as original animated or puppets or
I'd like
live
to see
action.
The last one they did was a real letdown. Was Terrorhawks? That was pretty bad. That would, even if they use some of the more obscure ones like Fireball XL5 or one of the ones I only did for Welsh TV, I believe. And again, if I'm wrong, but I'm sure I'm pretty right, can put me right. But they did one called Secret Service, which was like a vicar,
I don't know this.
who was a double agent. Yeah, it was really, really good. They used actually a lot more kind of hands and that to make it look realistic. Yeah, the actual puppetry, they weren't like really wooden. They actually really looked like people this time. Those would be.
That would be you looking at, and what they could bring back.
I don't watch because I'm at work on a Saturday. I don't see any kids' TV, so I don't know if there's like programs like we used to watch, like Tiz Was and Saturday Swap Shop and
the Saturday morning TV, the kind of
it was
3-hour shows.
Were they? Are there kids like that?
I don't think the production, because of the spread across satellite channels now. The production of these programs aren't great anymore. Obviously, there's only 4 channels then. Or 3 channels even. But I mean, I remember when Swap Shop turned up at a park in Southend-on-Sea, and I went to watch it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Keith Chegwin, God rest his soul.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember that. But why do you think it is with those kind of TV shows that it's always like a presenter and a puppet? Because you had like Gopher on Get Fresh,
Ed the Duck.
The Duck. You had Green Gilbert on Get Fresh. He was brilliant. He was
Zig and Zag on the Big Breakfast.
Zig and Zag. I've actually got that on DVD.
What, the Big Breakfast? Or
the Zig and Zag, the whole complete Zig and Zag. But why do you think? Why are puppets always?
I don't know.
To have with them. It's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, we can't have 2 presenters. We'll have one and a puppet.
Doesn't really work now, does it? Yeah.
No, I suppose the thing is they look cuddly and cute. It brings kids to it. Yeah.
Well, look how well Ballville done with Keith Harris.
Yeah. I was more of a Cuddles fan.
Yeah, I was, to be fair.
Yeah, because he had a bit of cheekiness about it, with a scrunched face. That was the thing.
Can you name? And this isn't part of Test Trev, by the way, but we will maybe do a few in a minute. But do you remember who done the production on most of them American 80s shows that from Knight Rider, Fall Guy?
What company?
Yeah, there was a big production company in the 80s that done most of them shows. Do you remember who it was? No. You'll know it as soon as I say it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Obviously, it weren't Canon or Globus, was it?
No, it was Glenn A. Larson production.
That's it. It was.
All of them.
Glenn A. Larson.
Is that the A-Team as well, maybe, I think?
Yes, I think it was. Yeah, I actually thought the A-Team movie was quite good in a way.
That was the one with Liam Neeson, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I thought that was all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
It got panned. It was all right. It was entertaining.
But why not bring it back as a TV show? I don't think it works so well as a film, to be honest, because there's loads of action films that you can watch that are similar to that. But as a TV show,
yeah, it's very true. Yeah. I think some things are just suited
to
a TV show.
Yeah,
because I very quickly you go back on like TV shows, and I know it's hugely popular with it going very quickly on The Mandalorian. I know we've done Star Wars, but I really thought The Mandalorian would be a completely different show to what it is.
Yes.
In my mind, when I saw it was coming, I had this image of a totally different TV show. And when I kind of watched 4 or 5 of them, I thought, it's not what I thought. But that doesn't matter because it's been hugely successful. And my opinion don't mean anything.
I think you're just, I know it's hard to please Trev this day and age, but I think I think Trev is glad it exists, aren't you? And it looks great. We've said this before, but they're trying to pander to too many.
Not the biggest thing I'd want to be brought back. I'll tell you the other one I've just remembered is V. Do you remember V?
Yeah, well, that was brought back.
I watched it. Good, was it?
No, but
but
this is what winds me up more about anything they do these days. They brought that back, and I got into it because I loved the original V, and I watched it, and they just dropped it at the end of the second season with no resolution to anything, and I'm just like, oh, thanks for that. Why not even just do one episode where you finish the thing? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but if it doesn't, to be TV executives are ruthless.
Yeah.
If it doesn't get the views, it doesn't get the people watching it, they will just cut it. It will just go.
Yeah,
they don't care, mate. It's all money now, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, the one that was probably the biggest influence for me as a TV show back in those days was and again, I didn't see the originals. I saw the reruns. Was Planet of the Apes. The thing is with that is it had the effects of the movie for the TV. I think it's probably the first one to ever have that. It had the movie effects for a TV show.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Yeah. It looked like the movies, didn't it?
That's
TV
what
show,
was so good. That's what was that summed it up. And I say, I met the cast. I met Roddy McDowell in Southend when they opened a market down here, an actual market. It petrified me because they had like General Eurus on the horse. They had the horses, the lot. But yeah, it was like a tour they did.
Imagine a star that big now opening a market. You know,
it just doesn't bear thinking about, does it? It's like, but that's the thing. If it had the effects of the film, I know obviously everything's like big budget now with TV shows, and I don't know. What do you think the first one was? Do you think The Sopranos or Band of Brothers?
Where all the money went into it, like the big productions. Yeah,
I think people prefer to be on TV. Actors now prefer to be on
TV
definitely because they're than in films.
That's where the money is. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's kind of. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea. I think it's great, but it does take it away a little bit from big movies.
The cinema experience.
You're seeing people like Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey on your TV screens at home.
Yeah. It just does, in my mind, still devalue the person. But even though that's probably not the case, it's the cinema is going to need our help when we come out of what's happening currently. And all we've got to look forward to is, and you're not a big fan, I know, and I'm not a great fan, is James Bond, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's got to save cinema.
It. Yeah, so it virtually has, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. I tell you what, talking of like the Super Mario Nation, although this wasn't part of it. What was really, which I loved when I was a kid, and when I found out who did the music for it was another. Do you remember Starfleet?
Starfleet,
the puppet series, the science fiction Starfleet.
No, because obviously Starfleet is Star Trek. Yeah,
Starfleet. Brian May did the music to it. It was like I'm sure it was like a Japanese, because I was really into planets as well. Yeah, well, it was like a puppet kind of version of very similar Thunderbirds, but I think they bought it from Japan, whoever it was, Central Anglia. Do you remember the regional TV thing?
Yes.
And honestly, it was really good, and it was one of the first ones to have like a transformer in it.
Wow.
Where like different parts of the ship would form a huge robot. It was great, and like Brian May did the music for it.
Wow.
And I had the LP as well. The puppet thing's always been a big thing for me. Yeah, Starfleet was great. If you look it up, Dukes of Hazzard they could bring back. I actually thought the movie for that was quite good.
I was going to say, but what's the addiction to remaking these movies as comedies with Ben Stiller and people like that?
I think because they're so camp and stuff.
I suppose.
Sense. You can't take them seriously.
Yeah.
Really, can you? That's the thing. I think when you look back,
I suppose as a movie, yes. Yeah. If it was a TV show, you could make it more serious.
I tell you what I thought was a real good masterstroke with Starsky and Hutch.
What's that?
Getting Snoop Dogg to play Huggy Bear.
Yeah.
That was, you can't think of anybody else.
No, it was perfect.
It's like,
I mean, they're all great, but they're not the sort of thing I want to watch over and over. I struggle to watch them. I watch them once, and the nostalgia again, isn't it? Yeah,
but I really enjoy those. I found like what we're going through now, this lockdown thing. I find myself going back to these 80s and 90s films.
Comfort.
Before this had all happened. It's a nostalgia to like going back to better days. I know it's a bit sad, but that's how I felt. In the last 6 months, I've watched all the Star Trek movies again.
Wow.
I've watched a lot of Burt Reynolds movies again. I've watched I can't think what else I've watched, but like a lot of older films again.
It's made you feel good,
can't help it.
And it's glad. Well, it's lucky we've got this back catalogue at our age, and this is all what being midlife is about. Revisiting the past, and it's not all about
like big and stuff.
Exactly. It's not about
those movies anymore.
It's not because you want to be young again. It's about experiencing the feelings you had when you were young and bringing them into your middle age, really, isn't it? And enjoying it.
Yeah. Exactly,
and talking of that, I want you to have some feelings now for some questions, Trev, because it's time for
intelligence.
Testing your intelligence in Test Trev. Right.
So this is the kind of metal version of Teleaddicts.
Teleaddicts, to bring that back. They could do that, but there's too many channels to test people on.
Exactly. How could they do that?
It'd be difficult. So 4 questions this week, Trev. Again, I'm not trying to catch you out. I just want to play along at home. You some of you will know these questions to these 80s big budget TV shows. So first one, I'll be very surprised if you don't get this, is what is the name of the Dukes of Hazzard's car?
General Lee.
Of course it is.
Now, would they cover?
Yeah, because it's the Southern thing, isn't it? Yeah, because
it's the General Lee's the flag.
Yeah, exactly.
So they would actually take the Confederate flag off that. See, again, you lose everything, don't you?
That's what I mean. Yeah,
you lose everything about that TV show. There by doing that.
Yeah, it's good side point there, Trev. Question 2: which one of the A-Team was the pilot?
Murdoch.
Yes. HM, Howling Mad Murdoch.
Howling Mad.
You got clap and a half there. Got the clap. We've had it 1.5 times.
I don't think my personal life should be.
No, sorry, Trev. That's for another episode. Exactly, Number 3. What actor was famous for the line "Nanu Nanu"?
Robin Williams, Mork.
Yes, well done, man.
See, that could be brought back.
I didn't mention it, if you noticed. I didn't mention it at all. Okay, I'll give you the applause. Yeah, well done, mate. Yeah.
Can you imagine the uproar if they brought someone?
Yeah, you couldn't do it. He's a unique talent.
Oh dear, he was. Yeah, I must admit.
I can't think. Not Will Ferrell. I don't want Will Ferrell doing it.
It's good. I like Will.
Yeah, I like Will Ferrell, but he wouldn't be right. Yeah,
can't see it.
Leave it where it is. That was didn't that come out of Happy Days?
It did. He wasn't. Yeah,
I think it was an episode, and because Star Wars had come out or something like that at the time.
They like bring an alien in.
Yes, exactly. I think that's what it did.
Well done. Yeah. The Happy Days they could bring back.
Yeah,
that wouldn't surprise me. That would be.
Actually, Henry Winkler could still do it, I reckon.
He could. Yeah, he's in so many Ben Stiller movies.
Yeah, he is.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think. Is it Ben Stiller or is it Adam Sandler? Adam
Sandler. Sorry.
I don't think. Yeah, because I don't think it's as relevant as the old ones, is it? People remember Happy Days. I tell you what brought Happy Days back big time was that Weezer video, Buddy Holly.
Yes.
That was really well done.
Yeah,
I think that was another Spike Jones trip.
Yeah.
Same as Sabotage was by the Beastie Boys. That man had an art.
Yes.
For doing music videos. He did like the praise.
His movies not bad either, to be fair.
His movies are great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like I was talking about top 5 films, which I can't do. It's not even
hard,
worth trying to tempt it. And I actually forgot being John Malkovich in that, which blew my mind when I saw it.
Yeah.
Nothing was ever like it. It was, and I saw it in New York, which was cool.
Wow.
I come out of cinema and
no wonder you think so highly of it anyway. But it is a brilliant film.
But it is. It's so different and so amazing.
Quirky.
It's just like very good.
I've seen that quite a few times. Yeah,
same here. It's just great. Yeah, but Spike Jones. I don't know what he's doing now, but
no, I don't. To be honest, Trev. Right, last question, Trev. Just get that in there. A bit more difficult, but we have mentioned this character already. What musical instrument did Stringfellow Hawk play from Airwolf?
It was in the titles, wasn't it?
Yes.
Playing it.
This is the hard one because I knew you'd probably get the others. But you play along at home. Are you getting it? Do you all know?
Oh man, I so badly want to say violin.
Oh, I'll let you have another go, but that should give you a clue. It's in a Blackadder kind of way. It's a violin-y type thing. Another 80s show could come back.
Yeah, that was a brilliant show.
Brilliant show.
Blackadder.
It's a slightly bigger.
It was like I can't even think what they're called now.
You know what I mean, don't you? It looks like a violin that Hulk would have. Yes.
Yes. So I got
I think that's fair enough. You could picture it, but you couldn't name it. That was,
I could see it in the credits at the start. Why would they pick that? Why would they pick a cello?
because he's cool. He's Stringfellow Hawk, and he plays a cello.
I am Stringfellow Hawk. And I
Imagine if you told a girl that from Tinder.
Yeah.
You know, you're on Tinder. I'm Stringfellow Hawk, and I play the cello.
No, the best thing about that would be you'd be like, I'm Stringfellow Hawk. I'm a helicopter pilot.
Oh yeah. And I do that.
And I go on missions.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, you're really cool.
What was the name of the people that employed him? It was it the firm or something? The firm, or was I thinking the farm?
I think it was something. Yeah, something.
Because
quite bizarre.
Dr. Gaffer or something, like Jaffa.
Jaffa.
There was a doctor. I can't remember. This is what I mean. I haven't
Dr.
revisited
Jaffa,
it.
like
Dr.
that.
Jaffa.
Right.
He's seedless. Sorry, but it's his personal life coming into it now.
Bad, yeah, exactly,
Yeah, well done, Trev. That was a good performance on that questions this week.
Yes.
Nostalgia trip. Yeah, so, you know, we got Cobra Kai. Check it out. If you haven't, I mean, everyone's got Netflix, I'm sure now, but so if you haven't seen it, watch it. You'll love it.
On a very quick subject of those streaming, you know, the one that's kind of, because Cobra Kai was on YouTube
Red,
version, wasn't it? Yeah. Where did that go?
Yeah, has it actually gone?
It didn't actually come over to England, though, did it?
No,
it was only in America, I think. And I tell you, the one that's probably the least successful out of all of those is Apple's version, isn't it?
Yeah, they're spending a lot of money on it, aren't they?
They have, but have you seen some of the stuff they've produced?
Greyhound
TV.
Oh, that's a film, obviously, but
but that's bad.
It's I watched it. Yeah, it's.
God, dear, I was like. And it was about an hour and 10 minutes long. It's really short.
Yeah, it is.
It's just supposed to.
There's no character development, is there? It's all about.
Like with the chef and that. He's supposed to build this thing, and he's just like.
You was expecting Under Siege 3, weren't you? You was.
I actually watched Under Siege 1 and 2 the other night.
It's actually all right. It's still fun.
Yeah. Again, but what is it with these action films? You've got speed. You know, speed on this fast bus. You've got Under Siege on a big naval boat, and then the second one. Speed 2
on a train
liner, and Under Siege 2 is on a train.
It's 90s. This is the 90s. The transport, the decade of transport.
Yes, no. Don't get me wrong. I did enjoy watching Under Siege.
Yeah,
Under Siege 2 again.
Casey Ryback, in it. Casey Ryback.
Oh dear, honestly, that hasn't aged at all. You could watch that bit over and over again.
Or Erica Eleniak.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Jumping out the birthday cake.
Yeah.
With Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones was in all of these playing bad guys, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's a rock star in that, or something. Or is he a captain?
Yeah,
or
he's
something,
a star, isn't he? The good bit of that at the start, I don't think we can worry about spoilers. The real good bit about that is when he asked the main who's in charge, who's the highest ranking officer. They all want to kind of give him a hoorah, don't they? Yeah. He just stands up on the table. He just shoots him in the head. It's just like, that's how badass I am.
But that was a time of fun again, and that era is now nostalgia to us, isn't it? From the early 90s, obviously.
But more kind of family shows. They brought a load of them back and virtually.
Like Wurzel Gummidge.
That I haven't even watched it, and I like the guy in it.
I do. Mackenzie Crook, is it?
But it really.
He's in The Office, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, that was brilliant. The Office.
Yeah, The Office is good, but that's not the 80s.
Why exactly that Wurzel Gummidge? It looks terrible.
It's not. I actually enjoyed the first one they brought back the year before. But 2019 version. I actually quite enjoyed it, watching it with the family. The one that was released at Christmas 2020. Oh my God, I couldn't even. I'm not being funny, Trev. I know I sit through things even when I'm not enjoying it, I wasn't enjoying it. I turned it off. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. That'll be gone now.
I don't watch breakfast TV anymore, just because of what's going on. I don't really want to. But before all this, and I think me and you did speak about it, but they had some of the gladiators on there.
Yes.
And I thought they're going to bring that back, because I thought they're on there. They're going to bring it back. They're going to bring it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
They weren't.
No.
They're not. It's like, oh, okay. Because I could Yeah, I could see Jet again, to be honest.
Well, she still works. I've seen her on morning TV, you know, the kind of daytime TV. Sorry, not as
really?
She's a psychologist. She helps people like a therapist. So if you need any help and you want to see Jet, just pay her and you can speak to her.
I think I might do that. I'll be looking that straight up after this, to be honest, because I might not need any help, but I'm sure I could do with a hand from Jet. I won't go any further than that.
No, you weren't really a Wolf fan then.
No. I tell you the other show in my early 20s, and it sounds so bizarre, but the guys I used to go out drinking with, one of the guys was the first one to get his own flat.
Yeah.
And on a Saturday night, it was ritual to go around his house with a load of beer before we went out to watch Blind Date.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
And I remember his next door neighbour knocking for some reason and said, like, "Oh, are you guys enjoying the football?" And like Mark, the guy I was with, was like, "We're not watching the football." He said, "Well, I can hear all you lads like shouting and cheering, like, what a football match." And we were actually watching Blind Date. How embarrassing is that?
How many people you know were on Blind Date, Trev?
One.
Yeah, I had two. Yeah.
Oh, you had two. Yeah. I had one, and I got grabbed by the throat by him at a party once.
This is happening quite a lot to you, Trev. How do you wind people up like this?
The word is sarcasm, Wayne.
I can believe it, yeah. I've had to put up with it.
Which is and it's enhanced by alcohol.
Yes, it is indeed. I can definitely do a testament to that.
Not only that, the volume goes up and the sarcasm goes up.
Yeah.
And when them two get together, it's like a little mini.
I find it quite funny, to be fair, but
I'm glad you do, because a lot of people don't.
That's why I'm still here.
Yeah, that's the only guy I knew that was on there.
It was a great. That is a great. But they brought that back, and it wasn't very good with Paul O'Grady. That was pretty poor, to be honest.
He's disappeared, hasn't he?
Yeah, thankfully. But he's doing dogs in Battersea Dogs Home or something. It'd be better as Lily Savage, to be fair. He's all right, to be fair. I don't mind him.
The Lily Savage thing. I actually quite like Julian Clary as well.
Yeah, no, they're clever people. They're not, I'm being a bit harsh there. But Trev, I think we should perhaps go to the summary and just summarise what we think. So, so quickly we'll go through programs that you should definitely watch. We've already said watch Karate Kid, Cobra Kai. You'd have hours of entertainment there.
I think so. Yeah.
Anything else,
you
Trev?
Have to really. Well, I just think I'd like to say, really, don't bring some programs back, which they're bound to be tempted to now. Are they? Success of Cobra Kai, they must be looking at everything to do. Don't bring them back unless it can be done in a decent, cheesy kind of way. Yeah. Don't try to take. The thing is, do it tongue in cheek. That's the whole subject. That's the whole crux for me. If you're doing tongue in cheek, it's good. The Evil Dead thing was done quite tongue in cheek. Had the right people involved, but don't get people involved that don't understand it in the first place.
No, I think you're right, Trev. Yeah,
I think that sums it up.
So we'll look forward to whatever they bring back next and hope that it's good. We'll watch it anyway. Yeah. It gives us a few hours of entertainment.
Our listeners, if you can think of anything they should bring back or anything we forgot that you really enjoyed from when you were a kid, touch the little blue microphone button on our website, leave a message saying what you'd like to see back.
Yeah, definitely. Leave a message on the website and join in. We're going to be doing bonus episodes with all the voicemails we get left on our website. So it's www.amlopodcast.com. Little blue button, as Trev says. Leave a message there, and we're going to include the best messages on an episode we're going to release as a bonus episode with Trevor and I interjecting with the messages, which will be quite good fun, I reckon. So there you go. That's the nostalgia. That's strike first, strike hard. Go on, Trev.
Just like I say, it's been super smashing great.
I'm glad you didn't do something from Jimmy Savile or Rolf Harris, to be honest.
No.
But I shouldn't have even mentioned their name. Sorry, everyone.
Now you're making me want to say something.
No, right. That's summarised nicely. Thanks for listening, everyone. And we'll see you on the next episode.
See you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please leave a rating and review and visit our website at www.amlopodcast.com to check out all the links and resources in the show notes. Start living them good times. See you next time.